and welcome to SCL, the Subject, Composition and Light Photography Podcast. My name's Rob from robnonphoto.com, and this is my little audio diary about my journey through the wonderful world of photography. Well, it's SCL 235. I'm recording this on the 25th of May 2014 from Gosport on the south coast of the UK. I hope everybody's had a fantastic couple of weeks taking lots of photographs. And it's just going to be a short little podcast this time. I'm just going to be talking about kind of almost recapturing my photographer's soul. A little Portsmouth photo walk I did today to get an errand, and how we got on with last month's photo assignment, which a couple of people had to go at, and also next month's photo assignment as well. So, start off with, photographer's soul. I've been concentrating quite a lot, as you probably know, on recording quite a few videos for YouTube. I've kind of been a little bit obsessed with putting 400 videos up on YouTube. In fact, if you go over to the robnonphoto.com, I guess the Scale Speeder channel over on YouTube. If you go to robnonphoto.com and if you go to the right hand side, in fact, if I show you just now, if you go over to the go to robnonphoto.com and then go down on the right hand side, what you'll see is there should be my videos on YouTube, and if you click on that, that should take you to the YouTube channel. And what you should be able to see now is I've got, I think, does it say, it might say there should be 400 videos up there now, which I'm quite proud of. And I've got 3,996,496 views as of this moment. So by the time you're listening or watching this podcast, hopefully it's gone through 4 million. And I've just gone through 2,000 subscribers. So it's kind of been a bit of an obsession of me over the last sort of 6 months, adding lots of videos to YouTube since I got my new laptop, since I got my new HD webcam, since I got the 600D, because I've had the facilities to record a lot better quality videos for YouTube. It's something I really enjoy doing, but I can't deny the fact that it has taken away from my photography quite a bit. I haven't been out with my new 600D T3i half as much as I really should have done. And this was kind of highlighted a few nights ago when I think I'd nipped to McDonald's to pick up like a late night snack for me and Suzanne and Oliver. And as I was coming back and driving through Gosport, there was a really low moon. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and the moon had just risen, and it was incredibly red. I don't think it was one of the red moons like that they talked about on the internet and on astronomy stuff. I think it was just because of atmospheric conditions. And I saw it and thought, wow, this looks amazing. But I was driving home with the food, and then kind of got home and I dropped it off. And then I had this kind of mental battle going on in my head about, wow, I've got to go out and take some photographs. And the other bit of me was saying, no, it's too late. It's after 10 o'clock. You've got work in the morning. Just maybe do some stuff on the website and then go. But then I was going, no, you've got to go and take photographs. But I don't know about you, because maybe it's something that lots of people who enjoy photography have, but you get this urge inside, this scratch to go out and take an image. And this was eating away at me, and I had this internal battle about, should I go out or shouldn't I go out? Should I go out or shouldn't I go out? Luckily, I said, right, now I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out. So I grabbed my camera, grabbed my tripod, jumped in the car, and I knew exactly where I wanted to go down to the Gosport ferry, because I knew the moon would be rising sort of past the Spinnaker Tower and out towards the entrance of the harbour, because I flashed up the photographer's ephemeris, and that kind of showed me as well. And so, I dashed down to the harbour. Unfortunately, there was very low cloud that night, and what I guess the reason why the moon was so was so red, was because there was all this low cloud, and there was some funny things going on with the reflections of the light onto the moon. But anyway, the moon had kind of disappeared behind the clouds. So instead of taking some pictures of the moon, I got some nice pictures of the the Spinnaker Tower, and I kind of probably spent about half an hour down there from about 10:30 to 11 o'clock. It was quite a nice evening, but afterwards, and during that as well, I kind of felt like I'd recaptured a little bit of my, photographer's soul, which was slowly being eaten away by not going out with my camera and taking photographs. I've been lax. I haven't been going out at lunchtime very often at work. I haven't been going out after work. I've really been concentrating on recording lots of videos. And it really spurred me on to get out there and take lots more images, because I really enjoy doing the videos for YouTube. I really enjoy doing the podcast, but the overall driving force behind all this is going out and taking photographs. And so this morning I had to go on an errand to Portsmouth to pick up some things. Portsmouth city centre. So I took the 600D along with me. And I've got to say, I had a fantastic time. It was a Sunday morning, so it was really quiet. So I managed to park around the back of the law courts and then just took a leisurely stroll from there through past the town, the town hall to Commercial Road. And it was a beautiful day. It was really sunny. There was lots of beautiful contrast on the buildings. And Portsmouth has quite a few interesting buildings. There's a real mix between old stuff and new stuff. Got plenty of really nice images, I think. I haven't processed them yet. And again, I felt more invigorated. I've just knocked over a microphone. I felt really invigorated as far as my photography was concerned. And I'm lucky enough to have, I've got a week off in the following week. So I'm going to be spending quite a lot more time with my camera and going out and hopefully taking some interesting photographs. Okay, so next up, well, I was going to talk about the assignment on Flickr, which for May 2014 was World in Motion. And there's been some interesting additions for that. Grey Fox on the Hill, you know who you are, has posted a picture of a woman with a veil, and there's some nice motion blur. Great shot that is. And then we've also got Joe, and he's got some great shots from the Kensington Kinetic Derby, and we've got lots of people on push bikes, on mountain bikes, falling over in the mud, having loads of fun, really getting across the idea of the world in motion. And I really struggle with this one. I've been, as I said, been really busy with my camera, but the other night I thought, no, sod it, and I had in my mind just the idea of doing a light trail shot. And so I went down to a bridge that goes over the M27 just north of Fareham, and I did one picture which is like a HDR of the motorway, and then the other one I tightened up the aperture, dropped the ISO right down, waited for it to get a little bit darker, and captured some night trails for the particular night trail photo that you can see now if you're looking on YouTube, or if you look in the show notes, I'll put it on robnotfair.com. Because it still wasn't dark enough to do a really long exposure, the exposure time was only about 2 seconds. I actually took several shots of the same scene, imported them all into Photoshop, and then just used layers just to make a composite. And it's okay. It's not brilliant. I would have preferred to stay longer when it was darker, where I could have done like a 20-second exposure, and I think it would have been a lot more effective. But there it is. It's done. And Stem Track's got a great shot, I guess, inside the London Underground at Oxford Circus, where you've got somebody waiting on the platform, and we've got the blur of the train pulling in, and we've got an interesting poster in the background as well. So fabulous stuff. Thanks for everybody for getting involved. For June, our photo assignment will be By the Sun and the Moon, Portraits in Natural Light. So maybe it's a self-portrait, maybe it's a portrait of somebody else, maybe it's a portrait of an animal, I'm not sure. And remember, these assignments that we're doing for 2014, they mirror the Amateur Photographer of the Year competition as well, which is open to amateur photographers throughout the world. And I'll put the link in the Flickr group assignment thread when it comes up. I think officially it starts at the beginning of June, so we've got a few days to go. We've got a bit of a head start on amateur photography. Yeah, and if you fancy putting your photos in there, by all means do so. It's free to enter, and there's some fantastic prizes. But if you don't want to, no problem. Just stick them in the robnotfair.com Flickr thread, or stick them in the pool as well. And there we go. And that's about it really for this week. I told you it'd be a short podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for everybody who's doing the reviews on iTunes and other podcasting platforms. Thanks for everybody for coming over and having a look at robnonphoto.com. Thanks for everybody for posting their photos into the Flickr group. There's amazing work that goes on there. Thanks to everybody for watching on YouTube or downloading the podcast. And hopefully pretty soon I'll see you on Flickr.